Remember these from a week ago? Wow, look at them. Oh, cool. Potting time. Now let's get these tomato plants in their own pot. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. Remember this video? I only did this 7 days ago, and what I'm doing is I'm coming back. I'm showing you here how expensive one plant can be. $5 for one tomato plant. When you can buy one plant and make multiple plants off of your single plant. I showed you how to propagate. I showed you which were the suckers and which were the leaves. I told you to keep it the right size. You don't want to take something too tiny, about 1 inch, but you want to get something that's got a little bit of size to it, a few inches on it. And then you can trim off the bottom leaves and put them in a glass jar. Well, I figured this would be a good time to show you now. In less than 7 days, it started to root. And I was getting ready to pot them up. And I thought, well, why not me take you with me? Because this way you will see the whole process from day 1 to now, and then I can plant them out as I need to plant them out when I have space. But in the meantime, they'll be potted up in a pot, ready to go. And think of that. Each of these little plants I am now planting off of one plant is $5. And even these cuttings now, as they grow, bring on the circle of life because I can take cuttings off of them. And no matter what, every single plant will be a sun gold because that's the ones I propagated from. Every one will be the same plant, and I can grow as many as I want. Can I save them over winter in the house? If you've got a dry area, they don't like a lot of humidity, you may be able to take some cuttings at the end of the season, keep them on a windowsill, someplace that's dry, not too warm, not too cold, and you should be able to keep some of the cuttings for the spring for next year. You will have to plant them in soil and keep them that way on your windowsill. You only keep them in the water until the roots start to form. Otherwise, if you leave them in too long, they could rot after some time and they won't grow a tomato plant. But these are the sun golds that you watch me put in that little medicine jar to sit there and put each one in carefully. There's a rock on the bottom, so it has a little weight, so it won't tip easily. And this is them 7 days later, which means they started to root almost immediately. Look at all the roots on them. They are now ready to get potted. So let's get them in a flower pot or a pot. So now we're going to get these in their own pots. I'm using potting soil. This way I know there's no insects. We'll get back to this later. I can just put this here. And I'm going to turn this on because I am going to need my soldering iron. Now, what I'm going to do here is, let's take a good look at these. Oh, wow. It looks like every single one rooted. There's one. I think you remember I cut, what, 6? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even this little bent one. All are looking good. So we're going to get them all in soil because even though I could wait, you could wait another week or 2, but I don't want to. It's better to get them in soil, and then I'll tell you what to do after once you get them in soil. Now, there's different cups you can use. I'm going to use these big plastic party cups. This way, like this one, this is a brandy wine. Let's see, I potted this one up last month. Oh, wow. This one's got roots. Look at the roots coming through the bottom. This one's long ready to get outside. But see now, because this holds the water, I can go ahead and sit this anywhere and it won't get wet. And I have it written down on the cup what it is. So I'll always remember what that is. We'll sit that there now. That's a big tomato. All right, so now I need to get 6 cups with holes. This is so easy to do. Don't need these. We can use these as the second cup if we want. I may not in the beginning, but it depends because what you're going to want to do is keep this damp, and we'll show you soon. Let's see if it's hot enough. Not quite. I do have electricity in this room, but the problem is I'd have to go look for a plug, and there's one over there, and I think Gary's even got one on the ceiling. But this way, this is so handy. I take this out in the yard. I now have three of them. The small one, the 200 watt, is more than enough. I've only had to charge it. Geez, I've had this one 8 months, I think, and I've only had to charge it like twice. You could run a solar fountain on it. You could run a fan if you're in the summer and it's hot and they shut your electricity off. You can turn a fan on that. So let's see. Yep, there we go. It's just so easy to use. It's convenience. Now you can plug this in, of course, and make holes anywhere, you know, in the house real quick. You're just going to make holes in your cup. If you want, you can use a drill, whatever suits your fancy. But this has just been easy for me. It's not quite hot enough because you shouldn't have to push. It should guide through really easy. These generally cost, if you're getting a 200 watt, about a little over $100 to $200. And then they've got the 300 watt, which is bigger. It lasts a little longer. And those can be well over 300. But if you're just going to use it to carry around the yard and, you know, for making holes in containers and stuff, I'm telling you the 200 will be more than enough. But if you're going to use it for more things, then this is a good unit. And you think, well, what am I going to use it for? I'll tell you what you can use this for. We've done it. If the power goes off and you are running, let's say, a tablet or a laptop, now, see how easy it goes through? Now it's hot. Okay, let me shut this off. This is melamine, so it doesn't melt. And you can just shut it off. I'll unplug it soon. If you lost your power, but you still wanted the internet, and your internet didn't go out, oh, I think I need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more. You could actually plug in your internet, and then you still have the Wi-Fi on that. It works great. And this thing, a little one like this, could run 5, 6, 8 hours, depending on your internet. So it's a backup battery. So it works really, really good. That's not if your internet went out, but if the internet is still working and just your power went out, you would still have internet. Okay, so now we've got the 6 cups, and this is so easy. Oh, I was going to tell you on this. You know I use paper cups a lot, and I do like them. But see how short this is? So let's take this one, for example. See, there wouldn't be enough room. So that's why for the tomatoes, I go with a taller cup. These would work good too. These are nice, and you could get enough in there. But since I'm going to set them up a little differently, paper may just rot out quicker than I want. So I'm going to stick with plastic. But you could use paper if you wanted to. Let me sit this in the back. Now it's just a matter of taking soil and starting to put some soil in here and making a big mess in Gary's garden room. You want to be gentle with the roots, even though they look really sturdy, because I want the roots to continue to grow once I get it planted, and you will have to keep it damp. Okay, so with this one, we don't need this, and there's another sucker coming through. I would take off that too. I'll leave the one on the top for now. You can make another plant. Keep that in mind. When this starts growing, this is like an endless project. You can make another plant. So now I'm just going to put it down on the soil, right there. Not going to push it. Going to bury it, about that much. I could go a little bit more if I want to poke the hole. Okay, so now I've got it down here, and now I'm just going to backfill it. You know, I'll use this because it's right here. Now we just backfill it. And we're going to do this to each and every one. You can fill it almost to the top, but I wouldn't recommend all the way to the top. You don't need it. Now, why do I use potting soil over soil out of a tote? Because if I brought something in, I didn't see some worms, cutworms or something, or roly-polies, they could damage the plant. So that would be the issue. Now we're going to do the same thing with this. And there are different sizes, so we are going to treat them different. Look at that. I'm going to take the bottom leaf off just because these leaves will pull water, and I want the plant to grow more roots. Same thing. And now I'm just going to continue to fill it up, and I'll sweep this off later, clean it off. I could have put this on a box, and then I could have just caught it that way. Let me see if this works. Cup does. You know what? I know what will work. We'll use this cup. That will fit in there perfect. Okay, so we'll use this cup over the bowl. The bowl is too wide. The cup is narrower. As you work, you figure out things. Okay, there is another little bit of growth coming there. I'm going to leave that right now. It's not going to hurt anything. And that's it. And we're going to get each one done. Now the little one's going to be a little different because it's really short. So we're not going to bury it as much. Let's see. Let's grab the little one. See this one? And he's kind of kinked, and yet I want him to go up. I'm going to take part of the leaf off, not the whole thing, just part of it. You don't have to remove the whole leaf. Sometimes, you want to leave growth, green growth on there for the plant to grow, so you can remove just part of it. Keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be the whole leaf. So if the leaves are real long, but you want part, now I'm going to kind of angle it, and I'm going to just start filling it up with soil. Of course, this one's not going to the bottom because it's so short. And so let me get all these done. This is one of the easiest propagating you'll ever do. And once you start it, I think you're going to be hooked. Now, real quick on this. If all this is in water, it will root almost up to the leaf. The leaf will never root. That's nothing. But it could root up higher. That's why you can drop it down further in the cup, because it's going to develop roots there. The fuzz on a tomato plant is called trichomes. Sometimes the trichomes that are on the plant gets mistaken for roots. That's the fuzz. That is a protection for the plant. Those are not roots and will never grow roots. I could take a little bit of that leaf off too, so it concentrates on making roots. And one more. This is a small one. Again, I'm going to take part of that off. It only needs a couple leaves, and it's got leaves on the top. So that's why I'm not that worried about it. Let's get some more soil. So as the suckers are in water, you'll start to see little dots starting to form, white dots. That's the start of the roots. Okay, now they're all in their own pots. I like to leave them in here for maybe a couple weeks. You can move them anytime. And the other thing you want to do, in case you forget, you want to write what it is. So these are sun golds. You could write anything you want. You want to remember that they're cuttings. You can write that they're cuttings. You'll know, but you could write the date. You could write anything, because this is why I like the plastic cups, because this way you're not going to forget what you've got. And I'll go through each one of these. This is a Sharpie Extreme, and they seem to last a little better than the regular Sharpie. So you can get any one you want. But that's all, we're done. This is it. Now it's just a matter of when you're ready to plant outside. This is why you can do a lot of stuff in the house, and then you're ready when the time is right outside. So I hope I've given you some ideas, tips and tricks on how to plant the tomato plants. You saw the whole video a week ago, how I did the cuttings on these exact ones. These are all my sun golds. You saw me cut them, went over what the suckers were, though I did a separate video on that, because some of you thought you couldn't quite see the difference. So I made a whole video so you can see the difference on what is the suckers that will grow and what is the leaf that will never grow. And I wanted you to see the results. That's one thing that I'm really big on, because there's a lot of videos out there. They tell you, oh, look, you can plant a tomato plant cutting that big, and they never come back with the results, or they show you something that wasn't. So I want you to see exactly the size. You saw some of them were short, some of them were long. It won't matter, but this is the results. And this is the one you might have seen if you saw me doing the trimmings on the brandywine on the deck. This is that plant with the roots coming through the bottom. So we know this is long ready to get out. And look how beautiful this is. And again, a free plant off of a plant I bought at the 99-cent store. And now I'm going to have extra brandywines to plant in the garden. But I like the sun golds because they're small and tiny, and you get thousands of them sometimes on one plant. So that's why I like them. And it's a quick result. You plant this, you have to wait. The tomato's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I've got one growing right now. It's going to be another month or so till I'll be picking that tomato. With these, the moment you plant them out, they take off and you have fruit in a matter of weeks. So now they're all planted. One more thing I wanted to show you. This is important for cuttings. Now, notice this one. The brandywine is in its cup, and you saw me pour the water out. The thing is, these have been in water. So by putting them in soil, this has no holes in it, and giving them a little water, it's actually not going to be enough. And the reason is it's been used to growing in water. So you're going to want to add in a lot of water, at least for the first day, until everything gets well absorbed and the plant gets used to it. You want to make sure that water is coming through the bottom, and you want to leave a little bit of water on the bottom of the cup. And I'll have to do this to all of them. Let's see if it's coming through yet. See, it's just starting to drip through. I could put a little bit more, because right now it's not used to having so much air around the base of the plant. And this has got oxygen in it, the soil, because it's fluffy. So it's got to get used to having soil around it now, or you could lose the plant. So that's an important feature you need to remember to do. Now I can make sure I can put a little bit more. You don't want it to overflow the cup. You could also take all these tomatoes and sit them on a tray, like a shoebox or something. Water them real good and leave about an inch of water. So it would be up to here in the tray for about 24 hours. Then you can pour it off and continue to water these really good. Don't let them dry out, not in the beginning, because they're still very sensitive plants, real sensitive roots. But if you're going to do it in a cup, the 2-cup system, like I've been doing for years and years, I showed you years ago, this will work too, because it will still be able to pull up water and keep those roots really wet, because otherwise the roots will dry out and they'll go, hey, what happened? I was in water and now I'm in this dry stuff, and some of them might shrivel, and we want all those roots to stay really good. So there you go. So now I've got water in the cup, and that will work, and I will do each one of these. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Oh, where am I going to plant all these?